Hey everyone, Shane Cass here with Stanton Residential and Keller Williams. Today we're going to go over the July beacon report for the rest of Central Oregon, specifically like Redmond, Sisters, Lapine, and Jefferson County, and just kind of show you what's been going on with the latest numbers. So if you're not familiar, the beacon report is a monthly report put out by a local appraisal group, the Beacon Appraisal Group, where they go over all the numbers and look at things like inventory, median sales prices, number of sales, things like that. So last week I went into the Bend numbers specifically. This week I'm going to get into the rest of Central Oregon. So if you want to see what's going on in Bend, just take a look at my last video on my YouTube channel here. So in Redmond, here we got median sales price of $515. It's up quite a bit from April of 2026. Number of sales kind of increasing here too. These are the numbers for June. So the report comes out in July for the previous month's numbers, and then you can see the historical data in here as well. So 69 sales, number of sales here in June of 2026, up from 53. Really up, from January. There were 20 sales, so you can see that seasonal spike. We've talked about that in some previous videos as well. This is really just an indication of not necessarily like a super healthy market by any means, because inventory is also up too, but just a sign of an active market. A lot of people wait around till the summer months to buy, and you're seeing that here. You'll see this if you go back, last year as well. 32 in January, and then up to 61 in April. Although last summer we didn't see as big of a spike as we are this summer. So this summer is trending a little bit higher in terms of like actual activity. Days on market. Redmond still pretty strong market. 23 days on market is the average here, or median, I'm sorry. Up from 10 in April. I think this lower number in April is probably just an indication of a smaller amount of listings, less inventory to choose from. And in the summer months we have more inventory, so it's natural that those days on market go up a little bit because buyers have more to choose from. But still, that's really strong. That's down almost half of what it was. Well, it is half of what it was in February of 2026. So things in Redmond are moving pretty fast. If you're priced right, you should be in a pretty good position there if you're a seller. If you're a buyer, that means you got to move pretty quickly and be decisive when you find what you want, right? I don't usually get into conventional versus cash and building permits, but months of inventory sitting pretty strong. 3 is very balanced. I mean, they used to say 6 was balanced. I consider 3 months of inventory pretty balanced right now. It's not super low and it's not super high. And as you can see over the last couple of years, that's about the average for Redmond. It did dip down last year to 1.5 months, but so that's Redmond. Number of sales versus current listings is always a good one to look at, and my screen's going to be too small to show you all of this, but this breaks it down by price point as well down here at the bottom. So as you can see, I look at the green and the blue, so green being currently listed and blue being the number of sales last month. So a lot more listed than what is selling, right? So that means for sellers, you do need to be hiring somebody that can really analyze the market for you, trust their instincts on the data, really get into the data and figure out where you need to be priced, and you'll still sell pretty quickly in most cases. Sisters, I don't know what happened here. This page got kind of messed up, but median price for Sisters, $685. This hovers up and down quite a bit. I think this is usually sort of dependent on which houses are selling in any given month in Sisters, because it's a small community, so if you have a few that are in the higher price points, it's really going to skew these numbers, or on the other, on the flip side, if you have some on the lower price points, it's going to kind of skew those numbers. But still sitting pretty strong at 685. You can see this historical trend. It's right about where it's been for the last couple of years. So number of sales, Sisters is smaller again, so it's kind of a little bit of a micro community, but it is going up over fourth quarter 2025. These numbers are by quarter now in the smaller markets. So Median days on market way down in the second quarter of 2026. So things are selling fairly quickly in Sisters when priced right again. But I also think that that's, right now. So we're Q2. Right now in Sisters, that's not really what I'm seeing, like an average 15 days on market. So you have to be careful with those numbers and really dig into the super current numbers and look at the overall history, because like going from 91 to 15 just tells me they had a really good month at some point, or a few really good few months where there wasn't a whole lot of inventory, so things were selling pretty quickly. But I think that number, you're going to see that number go back up in Sisters for Q3. Sun River, I won't get into too many more of these, but it's still pretty strong. I think that's 865. I have to look closely even with my glasses on. If you want more info on your area specifically, whether it be Sun River, La Pine, or anything like that, just let me know and I'll get you the specifics on that. But overall, what we're seeing pretty much everywhere is the number of sales. This is La Pine, number of sales going up for the summer, but also a lot more inventory. So you have to be careful with those numbers and make sure that you're also looking at inventory. And when you're pricing your house, that you're taking all of these things into account. For buyers, again, across the whole Tri-County region, there's more to choose from. You have a little bit more time and a little bit more leverage, depending on how long that listing has been on the market. If it's been on the market for 5 days, you probably don't have much leverage. But if it's been on the market for 3 months, you have a little bit more leverage, and there's certainly a lot more to choose from. So that's it for today. Again, if you have a specific area you want me to look into for you, I'm happy to do that anytime. Just comment here on YouTube or send me a message, 503-810-2723. Lots of ways to get a hold of me. I'm always around, happy to help. Subscribe and like if you like this content, and there will be more to come. Thanks a lot.